Well, good morning, folks. It's a nice, bright, cool Monday morning. So I'm setting off from Alhandra here to Azambuja. Can't remember the name. It's about 20 odd kilometres today. It's a nice morning. It feels like it's going to heat up, but at the moment it's a wee bit cool, so I've got the rain jacket on, keep a wee bit extra heat, though I don't know if I need it. So it's still quite early. There's no cafes open here, so I'm going to keep walking to the next town, and hopefully there's going to be something open there. I'll get a bit of coffee, maybe even a tostadas if they do that in Portugal, I'm not sure. So let's keep going. So that's us entering Villafranca de Xera, just past the bull ring, stuff like that. There's all these very healthy people all doing their exercises and out for their morning walks. Could probably do with doing a few more stretches myself. I did some before I came out this morning, try and loosen things up before I started walking. But I just need to do what I've just done about 4 or 5 more times, and hopefully I'll find a bed for tonight. Haven't actually booked anything yet. I'll probably do that. Start doing that later today. See if there's anywhere free. And if I can't find anything, then all I have to do is make a phone call home, and I can get something booked through my wife, who runs a travel business, which is why I can afford to come and do this. So let's see if there's a cafe or a bakery open in town, and maybe get a bite to eat. I do have food on me, but those are emergency rations for later on to keep me going. Still a nice morning. It's very cloudy. Feels quite humid. But it's nice. It's not too hot, not too cold now. Hence the rain jacket's off. So we just had our first rain shower, real rain shower. So I took shelter under the bridge, and I was in two minds whether to just keep going, thinking, nah, it's going to pass over me. I can see how dark the clouds are, how wide the sort of rain band is. And then it got heavier, and I thought, we'll go back, get our gear on. And behind me there's two other pilgrims. Swiss fella who I've met a couple of times, and a new lady who I'm guessing is maybe German or Austrian, something like that, by her accent. Anyway, spent time getting all our waterproofs on. Not that I only put on the rain jacket, everything in my backpack is in sort of wet, in dry bags anyway. So I didn't bother about putting anything on my pack. But she was struggling to get her poncho on, it was twisted inside out. So as soon as we got it on, and we moved back out into the rain to keep going, sure enough, it's all finished. We're just all wrapped up on Camino. So the advantage of the poncho is that it's easy on, easy off. It's also very lightweight. My poncho that I have at home is more for Galician weather. If you've been stuck in the rains in Galicia, you'll know what I mean. It's very wet. A light, waterproof poncho doesn't always work. But yeah, so that was the first bit of rain. No sooner were we out and it was all finished. So the next sort of break, I'll take my rain jacket back off me, have a wee sit down for a while, and try and book some accommodation. And so far, this walk today's been all right. It has been along roads, but the roads are quite quiet, comparatively speaking. This one that we're walking on now only leads to one or two factories, and as long as you stay on the left hand side of the road, so you're walking towards the oncoming traffic, then none of the large vehicles going past on the right hand side of the road bother you at all. It's normal in Europe to walk on the side of the oncoming traffic. I know a lot of those on the state side would stay on the right hand side following the traffic that's going, but it's generally safer to stay on the opposite side so you can see what's coming at you, and then you can make a dive to the left if necessary. But yeah, I'm going to keep going. There's a big train station coming up now, a relatively new one, considering that around this area seems to be mostly factories. But one day, don't know if there's something to eat or not. I'm not particularly hungry, but I'll maybe stop and drink some water for a bit and take things easy today. So we have just had our first way marker, stone marker for Fatima, and it tells us that it's 105 kilometers away. Now, it's Monday today. Getting to Azambuja probably take about 10, maybe 15 off that from here. So I'm trying to work out, I have a booking in Fatima for Friday night, and then I will get the train back, or the bus back, to Lisbon on Saturday before travelling home. That's my week. So I need to decide, do I push on early, or is the lack of accommodation later on going to be an issue? There's a couple of, in the guides, there's a couple of the last days from Santarém to Monsanto, and then from Monsanto to Fátima are about 30k days. Sounds like a lot of dogs in the distance. 30-kilometer days, which once you're in the hills, that could be very hard going, and there doesn't look to be a lot of support or any real budget accommodation options. There's some nice Airbnb options, but they're more like a holiday stay, not a pilgrim sort of accommodation. That's not an issue really, but I'd rather not spend a load of money if I can help it. So I'm hemming and hamming with myself. So I'm trying to decide whether I should just book somewhere for tonight or wait until closer to Azambuja to see how I feel and maybe push on a little more. Maybe make tomorrow and the day after shorter days before the final push, or do I just take it easy at the beginning of the week, let my legs get settled in to walking again, the longer distances, and then go from there. Not too sure what to do. I'll think on it as I walk. Back out onto the same road again. At least it's quiet. Other than what sounds like, as I said, lots of barking dogs. Wonder, is it a dog sanctuary or something? Could be feeding time. So, do you ever get that sensation that you've forgotten something? Well, I was walking along here for about half an hour now, and looked up at the sky and thought, oh, it looks like it could be getting wet. Might put on a rain jacket and hat again, only to discover I don't have my hat. I've no idea where it is. I looked around whenever I was packing all my stuff up. I must have either forgotten that I didn't have it in my hand or thought I was wearing it or something, but I don't have it. And I don't know where it is. Not good. I dare say all I can do is hope that maybe someone else picks it up, maybe recognizes it as mine and brings it along. If not, I'll retain the thoughts that are going through my head about myself losing it. I'm annoyed. I'm not annoyed enough to walk all the way back and then continue on walking again. Though part of me is definitely feeling that I should do that. I'm gonna need that hat. If the weather forecast is correct, I'm gonna need the hat. Whoops. And this is a fairly busy wee road. I'm annoyed with myself. I don't even have my kafefa with me to put on my head. If the sun comes out later. I'm a daft Egypt. Daft Egypt.